Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Sunday, January 11, 2014, around 6:58 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. Another cold morning, and supposed to be up in the 20s today. Some news to report. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Carolina Panthers by a score of 31-17 to advance to the NFC Championship game. And also the Yukon Huskies hockey team beat the UMass Lowell Riverhawks by a score of 2-0. And 24 years ago today, Ric Flair beat Sting for the WCW World Title. It was Flair's 7th world title reign. And 22 years ago today, WWE Monday Night Raw made its debut on the USA Network. And also it's Happy International Thank You Day. And that's about it on that. And speaking about Monday Night Raw, that's the next video subject. I'm going to talk about WWE Monday Night Raw. 22 years ago today, the Monday Night Raw made its debut on the USA Network, and it was live, uncut, uncensored. And this WWE Monday Night Raw replaced WWE Primetime Wrestling, which was on the USA Network for about 8 years, which was mainly basically previously taped matches, but most of the focus was the comedy of Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon doing their skits of the in between the matches and stuff like that. But Primetime Wrestling got predictable. They changed the formats a couple of times towards the end of the time it was on the USA Network, and they wanted to do something different, and they had live matches on the air. And the first Monday Night Raw they had, it was live from the Manhattan Center in New York City, and now that's the Hammerstone Ballroom. But for the first several months of Monday Night Raw, they usually taped Monday Night Raw at the Manhattan Center, and usually it was live one week, and then they would tape matches for the following weeks after the live portion of Monday Night Raw or before the live portion of Monday Night Raw. Usually Monday Night Raw they had squash matches and maybe a feature match, just like they did with the WWE syndicated programmings back during that time, Superstars and Wrestling Challenge. But Monday Night Raw was a little bit something different for professional wrestling taping matches. Vince McMahon called Monday Night Raw, and usually his color commentators were Macho Man Randy Savage. For the first few minutes, they had Rob Bartlett, who was a comedian in the New York City area. Rob Bartlett's famous for appearing on the Don Imus show. And usually some of the big happenings on Monday Night Raw through the first few years of the show was Brutus the Barber Beefcake making his return to wrestling after 3 years on the sideline during the parasailing accident, the formation of the Mega Maniacs with Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Jimmy Hart, who turned face. Another one was the 1-2-3 Kids upset of Razor Ramon, and also Marty Jannetty winning the Intercontinental title, and also Shawn Michaels debuting Diesel as his new bodyguard, and other stuff for the first few months of Monday Night Raw. Eventually they stopped taping at the Manhattan Center in September of 1993, and they moved it out on the road to usually Poughkeepsie, New York, or a couple of places in Pennsylvania. And Monday Night Raw continued to be good ratings for the WWE. It eventually became its signature show and stuff, and it was one of the most highly rated programs on cable television on the day. And some more memorable moments of Raw during the first few year or so, Gorilla Monsoon throwing out Bobby the Brain Heenan, and also Marty Jannetty and 1-2-3 Kid winning the WWE Tag Team Championships against Quebecers a week before the Royal Rumble, and also the coin flip to determine who would face Yokozuna for the #1 contenders match at WrestleMania 10, and also Macho Man Randy Savage almost winning the WWE title for the 3rd time. And they also had memorable King's Courts there as a talk show host and something like that. Eventually, Monday Night Raw was continuing to be getting to be good and stuff like that, and they continued to tape them in advance, maybe two to 3 weeks in advance, and they still had that same format and stuff. They used to have Raw ring girls around the first maybe months they had at the Manhattan Center, but they stopped doing it when they took the show out on the road and stuff like that. And I enjoyed watching Monday Night Raw. It was pretty good. And Monday Night Raw continued to have the same format of like usually squash matches and feature matches for a few more years, but beginning in 1995, that's when Monday Nitro made its debut for WCW and TNT, and all Monday Nitros were like matches you would see on a pay-per-views and stuff, pay-per-view quality, and the Monday Night Raw kind of felt kind of outdated, and they started now to tape Monday Night Raw 4 tapings. 1 was live, 3 were taped, and it was getting to be like predictable and stuff. Usually the matches on Monday Night Raw around the time period of like Nitro were like kind of maybe drawn out and stuff like that. They would maybe have 2 feature matches and stuff like that. They didn't have squash matches, and usually Eric Bischoff would, like when the Raw was taped on Monday Nitro, he would announce the Raw results on the air when it was tape show, and more people would stop watching Raw to turn into Nitro, and Raw's ratings were going down and stuff. And by 1997, the Raw Monday Night Raw's tapings were like getting to be very, very low rated, and there was rumors USA Network was going to move Monday Night Raw to midnight and stuff, and they had an infamous angle for Monday Night Raw with the infamous Brian Pillman and Stone Cold Steve Austin shooting, which they had a blank that got good ratings, but the USA Network really did not like that because they didn't want to have guns pointed out in wrestling programs, so they told them that's never going to happen again, or you'll be thrown off the air. And WWE Monday Night Raw sets looked pretty the same until like 1997, in March of 1997, when they had it rebranded as Raw's War in March 10th. They went to like a new setup for the Raw. They had like a ramp coming down the ring, and plus they had a Titantron, and the Monday Night Raw looked pretty good, and the ratings went up and up because this is the start of the Attitude Era with Stone Cold Steve Austin running rampant over Vince McMahon, DX, Mick Foley, The Undertaker, and so many others. And Monday Night Raw got that feeling of a flagship show again of the WWE. It was, but it was must-see TV during the Attitude Era, and Monday Night Raw's ratings went up and 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 up. First, it was 1 hour, but during 1997, they expanded to 2 hours because Monday Nitro went to 2 hours. And Raw one time was like beaten by Monday Nitro in the ratings 84 weeks in a row. But like what comes around goes around. Monday Night Raw beat Monday Nitro 84 weeks in a row as well. And they stopped doing Monday Night Raw tapings for every Monday Night Raw from 1999 on was live. One of the most famous Monday Night Raws of all time was when Tony Schiavone says on January 4th, 1999, he said this one: "If you're going to change the title, don't do it. We heard that a wrestler called Mankind, who once wrestled here in WCW as Cactus Jack, is going to win their world title. That's going to be put butts in their seats. The fans clicked on Raw and watched Mick Foley and stuff win the WWE title, and that was one of the best moments of all time. And Raw continued to have great moments. The highest rated Raw of all time was in like May of 1999 with a 6-man tag between The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Vince McMahon against The Undertaker, Shane McMahon, and Triple H. About 9 million people watched that Monday Night Raw, which was the highest rated cable show of the week. 9 million people. Anybody would like to get a 9 million people watching on television today. If it's like broadcast or cable or syndication, that's a lot of people. And like Monday Night Raw like continued to grow leaps and bounds. It became the #1 rated programming on the USA Network in 2000. In the fall of 2000, it moved to Spike TV, which used to be TNN, and it continued to be the highest rated programming on Spike TV. And then in 2005, it moved back to the USA Network, and it's been on the USA Network ever since. You could see stars like John Cena and Daniel Bryan and Triple H and Batista and others on Monday Night Raw right now. The show has over 1,000 episodes produced. The announce team over the years, first it was Vince McMahon play-by-play, then Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler doing the Attitude Era, the best announce team doing that era. Then they had Michael Cole and Jonathan Coachman and Todd Grisham take turns calling Monday Night Raw. Now it's Michael Cole and Booker T and JBL calling Monday Night Raw, and it's 3 hours long, which is a little bit too long for a pro wrestling program and stuff like that. But it still gets high ratings on the USA Network, even though it's only about 4 to 5 million viewers tops, which is still pretty good considering ratings now, because there's about 500 to 600 cable channels, but that's a very good rating to have. I used to like watching Monday Night Raw a lot, especially the early years and stuff. It was something new for the WWE. It was the evolution of like wrestling going from syndication to cable, and they first had the format of like squash matches and a feature match, but eventually they had it to like do all feature matches and stuff like that, pay-per-view quality, because Monday Nitro started, and when Monday Nitro started, the WWE had to go up their game because just in order to compete, which it was understandable, and I also said Monday Night Raw had some most memorable moments of all time, and I watch it once in a while. I don't watch professional wrestling as I used to do that much anymore, because there's only WWE, and TNA and Ring of Honor are not really competitors of the WWE at all. They like have their own niche and stuff like that. But I loved watching Monday Night Raw, especially during the Attitude Era of the WWE. And so in the future with these video blogs, I have to talk about the Attitude Era and stuff like that. And that's about it on Monday Night Raw. I'll be back later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers and Twitter followers, for 2 more video blogs. One's going to be about this TV, and the third and final video blog of the night will be about Joe Namath, Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback. And beginning tomorrow, the reviews of the first 13 WWE Royal Rumbles. And sooner or later, Julie Broughton and Heidi Pratt's video blogs are coming. Two nice ladies with cute smiles and nice legs. Bye now.